Alright, welcome to part 2, and this should be really easy because I checked the questions, and surprisingly enough, Frank, I can answer you quite a bit of them. So here we go. And by the way, thank you very much, It's Frank, for what you sent me, and I really appreciate it. Well, the first one, I will say, I don't remember Mother Goose Rockin' Rhyme, so I can't answer that question. That's the one I can't answer. Have you seen? And you already know my answer is no. So I can't tell you anything about it. But the rest I definitely can. Because first off, your second question is, Michael Jackson wrote music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And what is my thoughts about it? Well, I knew about Michael Jackson writing music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It was first a rumor, then it was confirmed. So I was familiar with that. The only big problem with that is the fact that Sega is going to have to ask from the estate for the rights to the music to use for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and you probably already know about Sonic Origins not having the music that Michael Jackson did for the game. And I know for a fact that Sega delisted Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which is unfortunate because, surprisingly enough, if you want the music that Michael Jackson did for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, you have to buy the game. Or you can buy one of the collections on the GameCube or whatever not, depending on which collection for certain systems. Because what I'm trying to say is, guys, is there are certain Sonic the Hedgehog collections out there for certain systems. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is on those particular collections. And the only way to get the original music that Michael Jackson did for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is by either buying the original Sega Genesis game of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or buying those collections that are on certain systems. So those are my thoughts about that particular question, because I do think it was pretty cool that he did do music for the game, because he did like video games. And when there were kids at his Neverland Ranch, there were kids that liked to play video games there, and as a result, and I think that was the main reason why Michael Jackson decided to incorporate music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And that was probably the main reason why. So that's my thoughts about that question. And then of course the next two questions are about Sonic Spinball and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which I've already known about. I've known about that for a very long time, because he writes Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball video game is a spin-off of the Sonic the Hedgehog series set in the continuality of the Sonic the Hedgehog animated series. What is your thoughts about it? Well, the only bits and pieces that are based of Sonic Sat AM is that one particular minigame where there are certain characters from that show that you rescue. And I knew about that because I had Sonic Spinball back in the day, Frank. And I did like Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball, but I don't think it was as great as other Sonic the Hedgehog games. But I did know about those particular characters that were from the Sonic the Hedgehog show on ABC that they incorporated in that one minigame. So I knew about that. And that's pretty much my thoughts about it. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was awesome. I had Sonic Spinball back in the day. I got another copy years ago because the original copy that I did have, I don't have my original copy anymore. I ended up getting another one quite a bit of years later, I should say, because I got another copy probably about 5 or 6 years ago, back when there was a store called Infinite Lives, which I could buy retro games. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore because they decided to close it down. Now, when it comes to the other question, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, because you wrote Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine is based on the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and you wrote I think you were trying to say what's your thoughts about it. I think that's what you're trying to say, and you put what's your about it. You didn't write thoughts, unfortunately, when you put down the question. And I'll probably take a picture of it so that way you'll know what I mean. But I did know about this. I did know about this because I have the game in my collection. I still have the game to this day because my mother got me it, I think, as a Christmas present. I don't remember, but I've had it ever since. And I know that the characters were based off of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's what Sega actually did for the game. But of course, the game is based off the Puyo Puyo series that originated in Japan back in the 1990s. And I think the very first game of the Puyo Puyo series was on the Famicom Disk System. And I do plan on doing a gameplay review of that particular game in the near future on my Video Game Chronicles channel. But I did know about Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and I did know the characters were based off of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, because I had played it. I've seen screenshots of it. I remember when I was collecting video game magazines, I saw screen grabs of it. So obviously I knew about it. And my thoughts about it, that was actually pretty cool. I liked that Sonic Spinball actually had characters that you had to save that were from the Sonic the Hedgehog series on ABC. And I liked that Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine had characters from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog series. I thought that was pretty awesome. And those are my thoughts about it. Those are my thoughts about the two questions that you asked me. And the last question, of course, I see Buzz Lightyear Star Command series. Okay, I gotta read this, Frank, and I will ask you that question. I see Buzz Lightyear of Star Command series as Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Lightyear movie as Sonic the Hedgehog series, aka Sonic Sat AM. What's your thoughts about it? Well, I gotta think about this, Frank. It's tough to think about my thoughts because I've never seen the series. I know about the series, but I never watched the series, Frank. So that's a tough call for me when it comes to this particular question, because I've never seen the series. I'm really sorry about that. It's a tough call. I'm glad that you think that way. I'm glad that you think that way. I just haven't seen the series, so I can't tell you my thoughts about that. I do apologize. So those are the questions that you answered me, and I thank you very much. I really thank you. And if there's any more questions that you want to ask me in the near future, you can do so. I thank you very much, as Frank, for sending me these. I wanted to pronounce it properly. I wanted to say it properly. thank you very much. Thank you very much for what you sent. And I'll probably watch Sonic the Hedgehog 2 again. Because thank God that I waited until you sent me this. So now I'll be able to enjoy this. And I'll probably enjoy the short that it has because I've never seen it. That one, of course, is new for this, so I'm going to be able to see it, which is awesome. And I remember liking this movie, and I'm definitely going to see it again down the road, because that's pretty awesome that this movie ended up the way that it did. It felt like a Sonic movie. If you have not, and by the way, for people that, and I'm talking about the people that are watching this besides Frank, if you have not seen this movie, please do so. It felt like a Sonic movie to me, and I liked what they did with it. And so far, it's the best Sonic movie that had been done for live action. And like I said, Frank, thank you very much for all the Blu-rays and what you sent. So that is it, everybody. Like I said, Frank, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And there'll probably, by the way, for people that watch these videos, there's definitely going to be more package opening videos down the road. I will let you know when that happens. And if you have not subscribed to Frank's channel, please do so. I will have a link down below in the description box. So thank you very much. It's Frank. And for the rest of you, I hope you enjoyed both parts. Stay safe and stay awesome. God bless you all. Peace out.